I don't know. Overall, the focus of the show on competitions and like doing a competition every time, like that was kind of short-sighted, I think. Like, why not show a lot of the other aspects of cons, which are also really interesting?
Yeah, actually, let's delve into the projected stuff like this. Like, Aaron, if yes. you were to do some type of cosplay reality show, how would you do it differently from Heroes of Cosplay, and what would you keep like the same?
I would definitely try to be more gender balance. I would want, same amount of guys and girls if I can. Definitely more, they only had one guy. In some episodes, they had no guys, which was, I didn't like so much. Because we gotta admit, there are also guy cosplayers, not just girls. Mm-hmm. I would also focus more on, I would say, more masquerade skit cons than
just
walk-on ones.
Yeah.
And I would also maybe interview the fans. Like, maybe what got you started? Like, what made you, start this hobby rather than just like finding veterans that are like, oh, I'm here to, make my name, or I'm here to make money, like what was the roots? Like, I would want to know that part rather than what's keeping you going now. I want to know what happened before that made you turn into some cosplay that you are now.
Nice.
Yeah, they don't really.
I like those ideas.
It would have been cool if they talked more about all of the people they did have on the show. Like, what's their background? How did they get into cosplay? I think it kind of comes up in passing once or twice, but no one really talks about their past.
Yeah. I mean, I did enjoy the fact that they showed all these cosplayers aren't just doing it by themselves. Like, they have a bunch of friends and significant others to help out.
Yeah,
awesome.
Even if it was, like, to the extent of, like, several people, it looks like their boyfriends, husbands, and roommates are the ones doing all of the work, and they're the ones who are bitching about it the whole time. So, yeah, that was kind of bad, because I don't really think that's the case. I do think that a lot of cosplay is really collaborative, and you do get favors from other people, like, helping you out when you need it, but I don't know, saying that, like, half of the girls on the show, all their stuff was made by their boyfriends, or the men in their life.
Or their
like,
dad.
that's pretty, I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I certainly don't think it's as high a percentage as they show it to be.
I appreciated that fact, though.
I know some people that that trade off skills. I mean, sometimes, of course, somebody's not as talented as somebody who makes props. You can't be equally talented in both sometimes. So you will end up trading skills. Like, hey, if you make this costume for me, I'll make this prop for you. I see that. I can get that. But just person making the prop without anything asking in return, that's like, come on.
Yeah, I don't think that happens. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Or I don't know. It was
How would you do the show, Kate?
Well, I think if they were going to focus on competition, I would have it be run like their show Face Off that airs on SyFy right before they were airing Heroes of Cosplay, where all of the people like live at a location and they compete in pretty much an enclosed area. So it's all about what you can do with the resources that you have and the time that they give you. Kind of like Project Runway, where it's like, yeah, you have a limited interaction with the outside world, but it's not about like going to the con and making stuff on the day of. So you would lose out on the whole convention aspect of cosplay. It would just be about competitive competitions where you're making stuff. So that would be like too much like Project Runway maybe. But on the other hand, if you're going to do something where the convention is a focus, then you got to get beyond just the costume competitions. Like, what about the AMV competitions? What about all the game tournaments? What about Artist Alley? What about Dealer's Hall? What about
singing idol stuff?
And like meeting guests of honor and getting autographs. Like, there's so much other stuff happening that's interesting because it's unusual. Like, I think the general public would be interested in this kind of thing, but they're not showing any of that.
No,
come on, yeah.
On the actual
Slap Ninja
itself.
needs its 10 minutes.
Slap Ninja?
Have you seen that?
No.
Slap Ninja.
No, I haven't.
When you're supposed to either you're frozen for a while and you either slap their hands or their feet. And if you touch any of those parts, they're out. Haven't you seen those giants of circles of people that are just like frozen and still, and like only one person's gonna move.
No, but I've seen like glomping circles.
That's weird.
Yeah, see, like there's plenty of weird stuff that's happening at cons that no one's really showing. But
Like
it would be
hug.
interesting to show,
Free,
right?
free hug, girl or dude.
Yeah.
Get away. No free
All
hugs
right.
for you.
Well, if you still kept the title Heroes of Cosplay, this is what I would do. I think you could have, like, maybe not all of the cosplayers this year, but, have a couple of them. And instead what you do is you pick one convention and you do it elimination style where you have the quote-unquote heroes, like, mentor someone in an actual, like, working on cosplay and stuff. So you spend, like, the first few weeks sort of whittling a team down of, like, all right, so we're going to make something... like you said in your Project Runway second, we're going to make something, like manga outfit this time. We're going to make a video game outfit this time. We're going to make, like a Japanese anime video outfit this time. And, you sort of whittle it down over the course of a few weeks. And then you actually have maybe like each hero can have like a team of 4 and they whittle it down to 1, and then each one competes at an actual convention, and that'll be like the last 2 episodes, so you just focus on like one con itself, but you have a lot of the aspect and growth of someone trying to learn underneath some of these people who have access to a lot of material and resources that most cosplayers don't have, and you have their tutelage and stuff that they can show you how to work with certain items that most of us aren't even familiar with. I think a show like that would work fantastic, honestly. So you have your mix of... I'm actually ripping off the UFC one because they get UFC, like, actual UFC veterans training up some new guys, and then the finalists from each person's team competes in an actual match on a televised UFC event.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I got that idea
I like the
from.
idea of having people with like different levels of skills and different skill sets, like let's get some people who are good at sewing and some people who are good at props and some people who are just getting started and have no idea.
Yeah, and then you have the heroes be actual, like, heroes and mentors. And, I feel like it can be a little bit more real. No one has to really put on a fake facade of a personality that they don't or aren't really as comfortable with. And you can actually have, like, in the last episode where you had the skit competition of Team Atlanta versus Team LA, you can have, like, a Team Yaya versus a Team Chloe in terms of, like, which pupil will do better.